movie fans, do you guys ever get out of a movie theater and feel like you can take on the world, the entire world? I had that when I came out of Universal Soldier. Today, at Retro Movie Palace, we take a look back at a classic, Universal Soldier.
Thanks, Geert. Universal Soldier, a 1992 action-packed flick, zooms in on Luke Devereaux, played by Jean-Claude Van Damme, a resurrected soldier from the Vietnam War. Directed by Roland Emmerich and produced by Alan Shapiro, Craig Baumgarten, and Joel B. Michaels, the film features Dolph Lundgren as Devereaux's unhinged nemesis, Sergeant Andrew Scott. Released by TriStar Pictures on July 10, 1992, Universal Soldier garnered mixed reviews, but still managed to rake in a hefty $95 million globally, spawning a franchise that includes sequels, direct-to-video releases, and even TV adaptations. Van Damme and Lundgren's electrifying chemistry set the stage for future collaborations, both on-screen and in voice roles, in hits like The Expendables 2 and Minions: The Rise of Gru. Plot summary. When the movie kicks off in 1969, we find ourselves smack dab in the middle of a tense situation. A U.S. Army team is on high alert, protecting a village from North Vietnamese forces. Among them is Luke Devereaux, who stumbles upon a gruesome scene. His squad and innocent villagers ruthlessly slaughtered. The culprit? None other than Devereaux's sergeant, Andrew Scott, who's completely lost it sporting a macabre necklace made of severed ears. It gets worse. Scott's got a young couple hostage, and he's not playing nice. Devereaux attempts to reason with his deranged superior, but it's no use. Scott crossed the line, executing the man and then demanding Devereaux prove his loyalty by offing the girl. When Devereaux refuses, all hell breaks loose, ending with Scott callously ending the girl's life with a grenade. The chaos culminates in a deadly showdown between the two, their guns blazing until they're both down for the count. Their lifeless bodies are then scooped up by another squad and frozen solid, their vanishing act neatly tucked away under the label of missing in action. Decades after their demise, Devereaux and Scott's bodies are brought back to life as part of the Universal Soldier program, a crack team tasked with tackling terrorism head-on. Thanks to a neural serum, their minds stay under control. Deployed to the Hoover Dam to handle a hostage crisis, the squad effortlessly overpower the terrorists. But things take a twist when Devereaux memories come flooding back, leaving him unresponsive and unpredictable. Meanwhile, Veronica Roberts, the fired TV reporter from the Hoover Dam debacle, sees a chance to get her job back by nabbing a scoop on the Unisol project. She stumbles upon GR-76, chilling out on the ice, miraculously alive, despite injuries that should have done him in. When Roberts is busted snooping around, Devereaux and Scott get the order to capture her, dead or alive. She bolts to her cameraman's car, but their getaway takes a nasty turn with a crash. Against orders, Scott ruthlessly offs the cameraman. Devereaux, though, steps in to save Roberts, and they make a break for it in a stolen Unisol ride. But Colonel Perry doesn't have any loose ends. He sends the rest of the Unisols after them, dead set on protecting the program at all costs. Devereaux and Roberts seek refuge in a dingy motel, only for Roberts to stumble upon a chilling discovery. She's been framed for her cameraman's murder. Devereaux, battling his own overheating issues, resorts to an ice bath to cool down. Meanwhile, the Unisols turn the motel into rubble, but our duo manages to stay hidden, tucked under a bed until the coast clears. Making a getaway in a hot-wired car, they hit up a gas station, where Devereaux enlists Roberts to yank a tracking device from his leg. With a cunning plan in motion, they lure the Unisols in and blow the gas station sky high. Things take a grim turn when Colonel Perry is ordered to call off the mission, but Scott's madness resurfaces, leading to a bloodbath that ends with Perry and most of the doctors meeting their demise. Devereaux and Roberts seize the opportunity, sneaking onto the command center bus and snatching up crucial Unisol intel. But Scott's not one to let bygones be bygones. He orders the remaining Unisols to hunt down and eliminate Devereaux and Roberts without a second thought. Armed with intel from the stolen documents, Roberts reaches out to Dr. Christopher Greger, who spills the beans on the Unisol project's murky origins. It all started back in the 60s, a quest to craft the ultimate warrior. They managed to revive the dead, but keeping them cool proved to be a real headache. Plus, there's this eerie glitch. Memories from the brink of death get cranked up to 11. Scott's a prime example. He's stuck in a perpetual Vietnam flashback, thinking he's still duking it out with insurgents. As Devereaux and Roberts bid the doctor adieu, the cops swoop in for an unexpected arrest. But their brush with the law takes a deadly turn when Scott and GR-76 crash the party, ambushing the police convoy. A wild chase ensues, culminating in a cliffside showdown that ends with a fiery explosion, taking GR-76 out of the equation. With danger still hot on their heels, Devereaux and Roberts hightail it to Devereaux's family farm down in Louisiana. After Devereaux finds his parents, Scott suddenly shows up and holds them all, including Roberts, hostage. Because of Scott's muscle enhancers, he brutally beats Devereaux. Roberts manages to escape, but it seems like Scott kills her with a grenade. Devereaux then gets hold of Scott's muscle enhancers and injects himself with them. With both now equally strong, Devereaux impales Scott on the spikes of a hay harvester and turns it on, tearing Scott apart. Roberts, who survived the explosion, hugs Devereaux, and he informs her that Scott is still around. Box office success and critical reception. When Universal Soldier hit theaters in 1992, it raked in over $10 million in the US alone during its opening weekend, playing across 1,916 screens, with an average of $5,249 per screen. Although it debuted at number 2 behind A League of Their Own, its popularity soared, eventually grossing $36 million domestically and $59 million internationally, adding up to an impressive worldwide total of $95 million. However, despite its box office success, mainstream critics weren't exactly singing its praises. Many labeled it as a mere clone of Terminator 2 or dismissed it as just another mindless action flick. On Rotten Tomatoes, only 34% of critics gave it a positive review, with an average rating of 4.5 out of 10. Mixed reviews. Big, loud, explosive action. While the plot might not be deep, the action scenes more than make up for it, with lots of guns blazing, explosions, and one epic final battle between the two stars. It's a classic popcorn flick that delivers on its promise of high-octane entertainment. Cheesy but fun, Universal Soldier might not win any awards for acting or storytelling, but it's undeniably entertaining. Van Damme and Lundgren bring their trademark toughness to the screen, even if their acting is a bit wooden at times. Nostalgic action blast. If you grew up watching action heroes like Van Damme and Lundgren, Universal Soldier is a trip down memory lane. It's dumb, it's cheesy, but it's also undeniably fun. From the over-the-top fight scenes to the ridiculous dialogue, it's everything you'd expect from a classic 90s action flick. Sure, it's not high art, but sometimes you just want to sit back, relax, and watch two muscle-bound warriors beat the heck out of each other. So that's all for today's video. If you like it, click the like and bell buttons. We'll have another video for you soon. Take care until then.